Hey there, friends and fellow crafters, it's LeeAnn, and I am here today with Fairy Stamper. I am going to be using number 322, Between the Pages, Sentiment, 307, which is Lorella, 312, which is the Tree of Knowledge, and 014, which is the Moonlight Fairyscapes paper. So, as you can see, I am putting the tree there just so that I could see where I want to put it. And then I put Lorella on top, coming in with my Fairy Hugs ink pad and stamping Lorella. And I did use an anti-static powder bag so that my embossing powder, which I'm pulling out here, does only stick where I want it. So here we go. And I am using clear embossing powder on her. And so we'll warm that up. And we'll get that going. And now I'll take her off, and then I'm going to put the Tree of Knowledge stamp back on. And bring that anti-static powder bag back in, and I will stamp this with Versamark ink. This is going to be a very simple card, but I just love the way it turned out. So I'm going to re-ink that just because I wanted to make sure I got everything, got the ink everywhere I wanted it. And now I'm going to use some gold embossing powder from Lawn Fawn. And I'm going to wipe that powder off from where I stamped Lorella, because not thinking, I should have masked her off. And I just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So I am using a small paintbrush so that I can wipe that embossing powder off of her. And then I'm going to warm this from the back so that I can see that it is getting heat set, and then I bring my heat gun back around to the front, and you could just see that warming up there as it should. And I am taking a green Copic. It is a light green, just so that I can go in the branches so that it does look like the greenery between the books. Honestly, I love the way this card turned out. And now I'll bring in a brown marker to do the same for the trunk. Now I'm going to come back in and stamp the sentiment, which the sentiment says, "Between the pages of a book is a lovely place to be." So when I first saw these stamps, I thought Lorella would just be perfect sitting up there in the pages of the book. Decided to stamp the sentiment on the inside of my card base. That's what you saw me doing there. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding A2 size card. And now I'm just cutting my panel to be the same so that it'll fit on my card base perfectly. So using some double-sided tape, only because I did some heat embossing, I wanted that double-sided tape just to allow for that extra oomph that I thought it needed. And so there, my card is about complete. I am going to add some rhinestones once I figure out where I want to put them. Everything will be linked in the description box below. And I hope that you've enjoyed this card and that it helped you to figure out how to use these stamps as well. And thank you for watching. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a great day.